Of all the things we have seen with XRP over the years, its dismissal, its scrutiny, its criticism by the SEC, now more than ever before, don't get shaken out by the big banks and the financial institutions, because they do not want you to be rich. They don't want you to escape the matrix. They only want to control you. We have just received very big and shocking news that the United States banks are trying, the key word there being they are trying to fight back on crypto charters, so fighting back against Ripple and XRP. The American Bankers Association and other groups are urging the OCC to halt bank licenses for Circle and for Ripple, calling it a fundamental departure from policy. But here's the thing, right? Policies are changing. The passing of the Genius Act into law by Donald Trump on Friday, the forwarding of the anti-CBDC bill and the Clarity Act also on the Friday, that's all proof that policies are changing. Crypto is going mainstream, so whatever policies they are referring to here are outdated, and make no mistake, they are fully aware of that. This here is nothing more than just a scare tactic to make you think twice about your XRP bags. These are the pages they don't want you to see. The big banks, they are trying to sound the alarm and are trying to say that Ripple's move to become an officially recognized bank is risky, unclear, and a threat to the system. But this is just a story of the boy who cried wolf, and the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, he knows this as well. Jerome Powell believes that banks should be scared of XRP. With Ripple eyeing a banking license, Jerome Powell recently stated that large banks must manage risks, be well capitalized, and compete with non-banks. So compete with Ripple and XRP. This is how they are trying to compete right now, not by matching or surpassing their technology and advantages and what they offer, their services. No, once again, these big banks, they are trying to snuff them out and suppress them so they can't rise and take them over. Listen close to Jerome Powell here.
Work in putting the conference together. So today, we'll hear the perspectives of industry veterans, academics, and current and former policymakers who are all well-versed in the operations of large banks and the main pillars of the capital framework. A great benefit of this conference is the chance to consider all elements of the capital framework in concert, rather than look at each in isolation. We need to ensure that all the different pieces of the capital framework work together effectively. Doing so will help maintain a safe, sound, and efficient banking system for the benefit of the people we serve. The U.S. bank capital framework includes risk-based capital requirements, leverage requirements, the surcharge for the largest and most complex banks, and the stress tests. We will discuss the status of each of those elements and the road ahead in a comprehensive manner today. As this audience will know well, we have proposals outstanding or in the works across all four areas. Our regulatory capital framework and all banking rules are implemented through supervision, an area where Vice Chair for Supervision Bowman brings deep experience as a former banker and state supervisor. As she has noted, we need to make sure that our supervisory practices focus on the critical areas that determine safety and soundness. We need our large banks to be well capitalized and to manage their key risks well. And we need large banks to be free to compete with one another, with non-bank financial institutions and with banks in other jurisdictions to provide capital and support economic growth. The Fed is a dynamic institution. We're open to hearing new ideas and feedback on how to improve the capital framework for large banks, and I look forward to hearing from today's participants.
As you also heard, the Fed are open to new ideas as well. They are open to leaving the banking cartel behind in the mission, the goal, the desire to still remain relevant. The way to do that is by using crypto. And of course, in that regard, they're using XRP. XRP being ISO 20022 compliant with FedWire now as of 14th of July. Ripple being a part of the Faster Payment Task Force Committee for FedNow. The Fed know Ripple and XRP. They've been working with them for a very, very long time. And the Fed knows there's no stopping XRP. It is futile. They're willing to work with XRP to remain relevant, and banks must adopt and adapt. They must be well capitalized and compete with them or partner with them. This is the perfect setup for Ripple to the next step in a next generation bank and traditional banks have to work with Ripple or risk becoming obsolete. Ripple and XRP, RLUSD, their stablecoin as well, they are leveling up the US dollar to a new era, remaining at dominance and then leveling up once more. And this will drastically increase the demand and price of XRP as an asset class. RUSD here, as highlighted by Paul Barron, already being compliant. One of the few, by the way, actually. It's only 6 right now that are compliant with the Genius Act. 1-to-1 reserves and monthly audits. XRP now, as a result, the bridge currency. It becomes the bridge currency for a regulated digital payments ecosystem. Every RLUSD transaction on the XRP ledger burns XRP, making XRP deflationary. A very, very big deal. Therefore, we're going to see a supply shock with XRP in the near future as institutional demand for XRP and RLUSD rises, being a regulated digital asset, a stablecoin, and the supply dwindles. XRP is going to soar in value. XRP, as we can see right now, currently down 0.38% on the daily time frame, valued at $3.53. That is nothing compared to its true value that will start beginning to reveal itself this cycle and become much more true and much more obvious its true value in the years to follow, as trillions upon trillions of institutional capital floods into the space and RUSD grows more in adoption and TradFi start using stablecoins for payments. We are early, we've got much more coming. Don't let the bank shake you out. And if you want to learn much more to stay ahead of the game and be better aware of what's coming, what to ignore and what to know about, then come much more here in the VIP, wop.com/coinfactory, alpha information, educational videos, trade alerts, weekly private lunches and so much more. Check it all out, 7-day free trial. Link down below in the description, but as always remember, do your own research, don't look short term, think long term, and I'll see you in the next one.